Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I don't know about you, but my interest in XRP is just increasing by the day. There is so much amazing stuff happening in the space. However, Arcane research is saying that the interest in XRP is waning as Bitcoin and Ethereum outperform Ripple's native cryptocurrency. Now, what they are looking at here are people who are solely focused, laser focused on what cryptocurrency is doing the best at that moment. And of course, as you guys know, the gains for XRP have not been as good as Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially post-crash. But guys, I woke up this morning, and isn't that a thing of beauty? XRP is now up to 0.185 cents. So in this report here, they were stating that the crypto analysis firm says XRP looks pale after losing 14% of its exhausted market cap in June and posting a meager 1% growth in the second quarter of 2020, while BTC and ETH have moved in tandem en route to performing the fourth largest cryptocurrency with gains of 44% and 70% over the same stretch. So guys, you can see here, we have Ethereum in this bluish color and BTC in this black, XRP in red here, not posting the same gains, no. But if we go back, look at this to the beginning of the year, XRP, and I don't know if you guys remember it almost seems like a distant memory just because it was before the beer flu pandemic really broke out. Let me put this on the daily real quickly here. The beginning of 2020, for those of you guys who may have forgotten, we saw XRP go from where it was trading just about now, about 18.5 cents, all the way up to 34.5 cents in a span of, this was January 1st right here, in a span of about a month and a half. Okay, so we got January 1st, February 16th, 15th? No, February 15th, so exactly a month and a half before we really saw that downturn for cryptocurrency for the latter half of February and the first half of March. This is when all economies around the world were shutting down. The beer flu was just ramping up. And so let's not forget these things. You know, it's easy to look at this in isolation and to say, you know, by July 2020, yeah, XRP has underperformed. It's down 9%, whereas BTC and Ethereum are up 27 and 75% respectively. Nevertheless, guys, things can change at a moment's notice. So again, this is XRP on the hourly, trading at about 18.5 cents. Big pump for the crypto space right now. We've got BTC here pumping as well. BTC almost hitting 9,200 per BTC. And let's take a look at VeChain here. VeChain has been just doing really well regardless, and it did see a bit of a pump here, now coming down a bit, trading at about 0.014 cents. So taking a look at the crypto space at a glance, Bitcoin up 1.56 in the last 24 hours, Ethereum up 3.23, XRP up 3.45%. And so you guys can see a lot of green here. Some of the, you know, and of course, cryptos like VeChain down 1.58. It had already seen its bullish rally for weeks before this pump. So, you know, it needs some time to cool off and looks as though it is forming a bit of a double top here. Here was the top here. Buyers trying to come up to meet that top. Bit of a sell-off right now, but we will keep our eye on it, of course. My buddy XRP_Canada, guys, he is releasing a new website, XRP the North. Got a lot of good information here, XRP related. And guys, he's also giving away free HD XRP wallpaper. This is an old GIF, but it is available today, if I am not mistaken. So go check it out. I will link the article in the description. And you guys can get your free XRP wallpaper for your phone. I think I'm also going to take this time to let you guys know that I will be doing something special in tomorrow's video, something that I've never done before. It's a bit of an exclusive, I suppose. So do come back for tomorrow's video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like these videos if you do like the content. I am going to keep moving along though. This from Twitter, Green Eggs and Ham. Can you say Earthport integration, anyone? So there's some news coming out from the Visa camp, and Sam IM seems to think it's an Earthport integration. Not too sure exactly what they're up to here, but it seems like they're integrating with R3 and perhaps doing something DeFi related. Retweeting XRP Crypto Wolf's tweet here, Visa is hiring blockchain engineers who have worked with Ethereum and Bitcoin. So this is what's going on. Visa is searching for blockchain engineers who have worked with Ripple and the Ethereum blockchain. Payments giant Visa is looking for blockchain engineers, according to a job posting by the company. Visa is one of the global leaders in payment processing with over 3.3 billion cards globally. The company is now looking for multiple blockchain engineers with prior experience with popular blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. The post goes on to say, we're seeking a strong developer experience with Ethereum and blockchain architecture to be part of a team tasked with building distributed applications. Our ideal candidate has built and released distributed applications, has worked with the Ripple R3 Ethereum and or Bitcoin blockchain, and has experience with Solidity. So these positions are opened in the United States. Visa also recently partnered with TerraPay, a Ripple partner, in order to further their footsteps in the digital remittance world. Visa Global Commercial Payments. According to a posting, the payments giant is hiring blockchain engineers to help develop a payment product for the company. And here are some of the areas of focus that Visa is looking to focus on with regards to this position. Blockchain-based cross-border payment platform. Number 2, near-time settlement. Number 3, enterprise ID stamping to create digital identity for corporates. Number 4, Hyperledger chain code development in Golang. And number 5, analytics and data visualization. The future is on our doorstep, folks. Sounds like these companies are gearing to get ready for the next phase once that cryptocurrency adoption does become sweeping globally and kind of urgently right now needs to be sweeping in the United States for this to develop further for Americans. All these companies getting their ducks in a row, making sure that they have their T's crossed, their I's dotted, and Visa is no different. Saw this, guys, from Twitter. Michael at Val5Links says the trading volume on Bakkt has been rocketing higher in recent times. Over the past week, an institutionally aimed platform has seen a 17% rise in its total futures volume, as well as an 18% climb in its total open interest. So that from Bakkt. Bitcoin and the crypto market's multi-month consolidation period have provided investors with an accumulation opportunity, and it appears that institutional and retail investors have both taken advantage of this. According to new data, trading volume on Bakkt has been rocketing higher. So as we said, 17% rise in its total futures volume, as well as an 18% climb in its total open interest. This is essentially supporting the notion that large investors are adopting a buy and hold strategy when it comes to the benchmark cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Since Bakkt's launch back in late 2019, the platform has not been utilized by institutional investors at the rate many investors had anticipated, but this trend may be starting to shift. However, as the platform has seen a notable rise in both its open interest and the trading volume for its monthly Bitcoin futures products. So Bakkt futures growing, the volume is growing, institutional interest in cryptocurrencies growing, and maybe that is partially behind why this is spiking. So again, Bitcoin on the hourly saw a bit of a spike here. Is there something going on in the space that we don't know about, that isn't being told to us as part of the mainstream narrative? Why all of a sudden are the institutional investors looking to get into Bitcoin when this was obviously available to them since, late 2019? Interesting to note. Always good to keep our eye on these things. Do as they do, not as they say. I got some VeChain news here, guys. This from Ripple Rich at Rich Ripple on Twitter. VeChain is mounting the grand stage to deliver a keynote speech at the World AI Conference 2020. So VeChain is a distributed ledger technology project that focuses on supply chain and will be mounting the stage to deliver a keynote at the World Artificial Intelligence Conference 2020, sponsored by the Shanghai Municipal People's Government between July 9th and July 11th. According to the report made available on July 3rd, the first blockchain technology session is called Blockchainize the Future, Power the Economy, will be opened by VeChain. And I can't really think of a better company to do this. I mean, to blockchainize the future and to power the economy, making sure all supply chain is on DLT technology is starting to happen now, and we're starting to see it, in some countries in Asia. Nevertheless, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. The Shanghai Municipal Commission of Economy Informationization, Shanghai Finance Information Association, and lots of other notable enterprises and organizations will join hands to host the conference. Some tech giants expected to be part of the conference are Amazon, Alibaba, Microsoft, Tencent, Huawei, and others alike. So big, heavy hitters in this space. VeChain delivering the opening keynote speech. And we know with the VeChain Chinese connection, no surprise there. Here's something interesting to note. According to the report, the event will serve as a means for VeChain to showcase its industry-leading blockchain infrastructure and technology to fast-track adoption. VeChain sees it as a great honor to be the company to open the blockchain sessions of the WAIC conference, believing that its keynote will be closely listened to by other attendees and important personalities invited. Here's a quote from the VeChain camp. VeChain will capitalize on this massive opportunity to pitch and share our experience and solutions to all stakeholders attending the conference. We are confident that our reputation reputation and experience in solving pain points in the business world will convince even more partners to come on board and expand our networking opportunities. The fact remains that the conference is liable to give VeChain very huge exposure in the growing Chinese blockchain ecosystem. So, starting with China, will likely move throughout the world just from the simple fact that China does business with most of the world, and if you look at so many of the products you buy anywhere you go to a store, well, I mean, you used to go to a store and buy stuff, maybe you're buying stuff online now, but a lot of that stuff is made in China. So VeChain and China have a relationship there, and as they said in their statement, this will give VeChain more exposure for the rest of the world, maybe getting other countries' supply chains on the VeChain blockchain, which would be great for the price of the cryptocurrency, as well as removing friction from that supply chain process. Want to keep moving along here, guys. This from XRP Crypto Wolf. Singapore's cryptocurrency and blockchain companies have grown more than 50% since 2019. In total, there are 234 crypto and blockchain companies represented across 26 categories on Singapore's blockchain landscape map. In 2020, here are some of them. Divided up by services: decentralized finance, financial services, smart cities, investors associations, and academia. And a lot of these companies we know, especially since we've been following Ripple for so long. We got the JP Morgan logo in here, HSBC, UBS, MUFG, PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, just to name a few of the more familiar names. Down here we got protocols, including Corda, and public protocols over here. We got Ripple and VeChain. We can see those logos there. Solutions and consulting over here. We got IBM, R3, AWS, Accenture, Microsoft, just to name a few, guys. I will link this in the description. I believe that this is way too big to even see on the entire screen. So I'll just link this tweet in the description if you want to look at some more of those companies participating to be part of the cryptocurrency and blockchain revolution. Singapore, a very, very influential country in all of this. I don't feel like we talk about Singapore enough. We also got this from MacAttack XRP, global $33.9 billion digital remittance market outlook 2026 includes profiles of Ripple Labs and some Ripple partnered companies like Remitly, WorldRemit, TransferWise, TransferGo, Neum, and more. MacAttack XRP links the article here. So the global digital remittance market size is expected to reach $33.9 billion by 2026. And guys, this is rising at a market growth rate of 17.2% during the forecast period. Migrant labor force is the most significant driver of globalization. In the future, blockchain technology will have a far-reaching impact on the remittance market. Many traditional banks, fintechs, and other financial institutions have studied and tested the blockchain technologies used in the amount of money transfers. Around the same time, several firms such as Ant Financial and Alipay, Coins.ph, Oxesis, Bitspark, Rebit, and Kasha have launched their offerings into remittances. And they mentioned down here Ripple Labs, Remitly, WorldRemit, TransferWise, TransferGo, Neum, Digital Wallet Corporation, Azimo Limited, also a Ripple company there, Mobitize Corporations, and Arcus Financial Intelligence are just some of the companies profiled here in this report. Gives you guys a more detailed outline of the report. This from Business Wire, a Berkshire Hathaway company. So guys, I will link this in the description if you're interested in that. But this idea that remittances is going to grow to $33.9 billion by 2026, that means more remittances than there is today. And blockchain and DLT technology going to be at the forefront of this. I saw this from Matt Val5 Links. This an argument that CBDCs is the most important trend in payments, and this coming from none other than Visa's crypto chief. So Kai Sheffield, who runs credit card giant Visa's crypto projects, tweeted that as governments evaluate CBDCs, the path they decide to take will have major implications for privacy, monetary sovereignty, geopolitics, and financial inclusion, as well as global adoption of crypto dollars and Bitcoin. Here's a quote: "I'd argue that central bank digital currency, CBDCs, is one of the most important trends for the future of money and payments over the next decade. Regardless of anyone's personal views of whether it's good or bad, the reality is that global interest is not going away." So this from the guy leading up the crypto division at Visa. Yes, VISA, Visa, that company that both you and I have probably used in our lifetime, says CBDCs are part of the future expansion of money movement. All this stuff is moving on the blockchain, guys, and I feel like we've been talking about it for years. Well, Mickey B. Fresh brings this up. Ripple was engaging with central banks about issuing CBDCs on the XRPL back in 2015. And he posts this deleted PDF from Ripple's website in 2015 RippleNet has just replaced the gateways, and now it's the same thing. So the report he just highlights here, where they've talked to central banks. So here, central banks can use Ripple to issue central bank money to authorized commercial banks. Down here, what are the use cases? Ripple can clear and settle transactions for low value and high value payments of any asset type. With Ripple, central banks can enable banks to clear and settle transactions bilaterally. Note down here, a central bank can test Ripple by using Ripple's clearing capabilities, but still settling net positions via an RTGS system. Remember, guys, this was from back in 2015. Many developments have been made since then. So who can use Ripple? Ripple is designed to be used directly by interbank payment networks members and operators, and by liquidity providers, network members, banks, and financial service businesses. Banks and non-bank financial service businesses can use Ripple to provide their customers with new payment capabilities. And down here, network operators and clearinghouses, liquidity providers, central banks. Liquidity providers can use Ripple to fund settlements for Ripple transactions. Same currency. Central banks can enable commercial banks to exchange reserves in real time on a bilateral basis. So this is something that has been dug up by Mickey B. Fresh. A huge shout out to you, my friend, at Mr. Fresh Time on Twitter. And this is an interesting thread because he posts some other follow-up information with this. One I'm just going to play you down here, guys. This is a great thread. He posts a lot here. This from David Treat. So, Year of the Blockchain at Accenture and co-lead of Digital Dollar Project. Interview is from last week. Okay, so this interview from last week. Accenture has been working with Ripple since 2014 and is an investor in Ripple. They are at the forefront of DLT, interoperability, and CBDCs. And here's what David Treat has to say.
There's a lot that's already started and underway around tokenization of money, tokenization of value, tokenization of securities, the exchange of the two. So we are seeing it already. The exciting part is to now be able to swap in the actual CBDC token exciting part is to now be able to swap in the actual CBDC token for what we've been using so far.
So they're looking for the next step, swapping in that CBDC token in order to complete the process. Not only that, guys, Giancarlo mentions the Internet of Value ×3 in this testimony to Senate committees, and just another great document here highlighting Chris Giancarlo mentioning the Internet of Value, and we've heard that term before, okay, way before any of this was ever on the table. Brad Garlinghouse has been using that term, Internet of Value, for years now, which could only make me think that this has been wrapped up, sealed, and ready to go. With Ripple at the helm, even though they're not spelling it out, to me, all signs are pointing to Ripple. This another one. Remember the Central Bank Summit Ripple hosted in 2017? The only one where the IMF presentation opened up the summit. So little tidbits of information that some of us may have forgotten. Some of us may not have even been in the space at that time. Here's another one here. FinTech and cross-border payments. This from November 2017. And right, I think this is the transcript, I think, of the opening speech at that summit. It's a pleasure to join you on here today at Ripple's Central Bank Summit as we explore some of the key issues facing central banks raised by the current acceleration of progress in fintech. Guys, I'll link that there. Anders Lundberg says, I think that's why Bob Way was focused so much on talking about central banks along with atomic settlement. And Mickey B. Fresh responds, I totally agree. I just find it strange Ripple deletes PDFs like this that mention central banks issuing CBDCs on Ripple's network. The biggest takeaway for me, Ripple was focused on central banks and regulations 5 years ago and working with Accenture, who's leading the digital dollar. So it's all tied together, guys. It seems as though it is, at least, in my opinion, once you connect those dots. Guys, I wanted to thank Mickey B. Fresh for posting that. And this also brought to my attention by XRP_Canada, the guy who just started this website here, XRP the North, brought this to my attention and pointed me to this XRP_Leonidas187 at Superman Punch 85. So this is kind of interesting. PayID's website kind of sort of shares a resemblance to the BearableGuy123 banner. And you know what? Bearable Guy posted this banner months ago now. And guys, look at where so here's the banner. Here's the Bearable Guy thing, okay, with the snowballs. You see this XRP, and he's changed this over several months with the XRP stop sign here, a little code down there. And then you look at the PayID website. Boy, the resemblance is uncanny. Is it a sign that Bearable Guy knows something more than we know? Knows what's going on behind closed doors and giving us just a little hint so that we can look back on these tweets and think to ourselves, wow, I think my mind just blew up a little bit. Anyway, just wanted to remind you guys I got a special video for tomorrow. And until then, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.